So Kepa Arrizabalaga to Arsenal, does it make sense? And if you look at the stats behind it, it kind of seems like it does. So they're only going to trigger the 5 million release clause for Kepa from Chelsea. This is because obviously before he went to Bournemouth, he renegotiated a low salary, but that included a 1 year extension and also the £5 million release clause. And obviously this makes sense for him because, we knew Chelsea wanted to get rid of him, and he was on pretty high wages as well. So for him to get a lower contract, but to extend it a little, but also have the 5 million to be able to escape from his Chelsea contract. And for Arsenal itself, they will get a 30-year-old but a really experienced keeper. So he has been at Chelsea since 2018, since that obviously £80 million move from Atletico Bilbao, but he spent the last a couple of years out on loan, so last 2 years on loan to Real Madrid and Bournemouth. And obviously last season as well, he's done really well at Bournemouth, which is really weird because Arsenal brought in Neto and Bournemouth took Kepa to Bournemouth. So in terms of Kepa himself, the most important thing is whether he would be willing to play second fiddle to David Villa. So obviously we know David Villa is the main goalkeeper at Arsenal, and he says that he's willing to go there and fight for his place, which can only be obviously a good thing for Arsenal to have two really good experienced goalkeepers in Raya obviously and Kepa to try and fight for his place. In terms of his contract wise, not sure what obviously his contract wise is going to be at Arsenal. Is it going to be around 75,000 a week, maybe less? I don't know. It may be around about that mark, but even for a backup goalkeeper, that's a huge amount of money. It's a huge amount of money for anyone, and obviously the opportunity for him as well to play a whole bunch of games for Arsenal if touchwood Raya gets injured, which hopefully he doesn't get injured. Then he can step in. I think the problem last season was that we had Raya, we let go of Ramsdale, and there wasn't really anyone we could say confident enough to step up and take the place. So you had Neto, but he played that one game and he was very questionable at best, which is probably why they didn't want to play him in any more games. And you could see, David Villa playing a lot of the games and potentially being, tired from having so many games. But anyway, if you look at the stats itself, last season, Kepa made 31 appearances, Raya made 38, but the clean sheets, Kepa made 8 clean sheets, which is not bad for Bournemouth, and Raya made 13, so he was obviously the Golden Glove for that season. In terms of goal conceded, Kepa led in 39 and Raya in 34. So obviously, this is part of him. But also the Arsenal defence compared to the Bournemouth defence. So obviously the Arsenal defence is a lot more solid than the Bournemouth defence. And you can also tell from the 13 clean sheets that he kept all season as well. In terms of saves, quite interestingly, Kepa made more saves, 97 compared to Raya, who's 86. So that obviously can be explained by the defence. Having shots on goal, Arsenal having the better defensive in general with Gabriel and Saliba, whereas Bournemouth obviously would potentially have more shots at them from bigger teams, etc. Save percentage wise is pretty similar. So Cap is on 71% and 71.3%, and David Raya's on 71.7%. So you can see, for Arsenal, this is a no-brainer to get in Kepa for 5 million, even if it's like a 75,000 a week contract, to have that, reassurance, that backup for Raya, just in case anything happens. And if you want to push for the title, which I think might be the last chance for Arsenal, for Arteta to push for this title this season, because the fans want to see trophies. The board, I'm pretty sure, want to see trophies as well. So having that extra kind of element, that safeguard behind you to have, Kepa in your goalkeeping between the nets is quite a good and no-brainer kind of signing for a 30-year-old, really experienced, 10, 15-year experience, at least 10 years in the top flight. And, he can come in and step up and, and there's one less thing to worry about as well. So now, for 5 billion, Arsenal can use the rest of the budget to spend on the Sesko, the Rodrigo, the Zubamendi, whatever they want, to try and shore that part of the side up, and spend that money elsewhere. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think Kepa would be a good signing? Do you think it's a no-brainer, or do you think they should pick someone else? Because we also know that they wanted Yao Garcia, but it looks like he's going to go to Barcelona and be the Barcelona number one instead. So yeah, so Kepa for 5 million instead of Garcia, who was, I can't remember how much it was, like 25 million maybe. But anyway, let me know in the comments below.